Breaking news from the galaxy, LEGO has announced another wave of Star Wars set retirements. Experts say collectors everywhere are experiencing symptoms of panic buying, wallet depletion, and sudden urges to just get one more set. Back to you, Obi-Wan. This is the complete list of LEGO Star Wars sets that will retire at the end of 2025. In this video I will show you the good, the bad and the ugly graded from worst to best. Quick reminder, this is not a hype video and I will never say buy this, oh my god this is amazing. Our aim is to try to objectively evaluate sets based on a few criteria. If you want hype and clickbait titles, there's plenty out there. The list will start with the worst sets first, so without wasting time, here is the worst of the worst. No surprise here, the Crimson Firehawk is a 4+ set released in January of 2024. It has a low number of pieces and is extremely expensive at 47 euros. The minifigs though are valued at around 26 euro and that's extraordinary for a 4+ set, but even this does not lower the price per piece, which is 15 cents after subtracting them. The minifigs do have a redeeming value in that they are unique to this set, making this an interesting choice if you see it at 50 or 60% off. And as a matter of fact, I did see this listed for 66% off this Black Friday, which is less than the minifig price. There is no way that LEGO will ever release this set again with these minifigs and in this 4+ lineup, so obviously it gets 5 stars here. But being a set intended for the very young does take its toll, as its appeal is literally zero. However, I am willing to say that the ship and droid included are a bit cool, so 1 star for coolness. Lastly, it is quite an unique set, so max rating here. This brings the grand total to a value rating of 161, which places it in the bad investment category. You should never buy this set for an investment unless you can buy it for less than the minifig price. Luckily, there was only one truly bad set in our list, so now we're moving on to the regular sets with value ratings between 201 and 400 points. These sets are just sets that have nothing interesting or they do have some faults, so I don't recommend investing in them unless heavily discounted. Yes, I know, the UCS X-Wing Starfighter is probably a surprise for many of you to be so low, but think about it. Released in May 2023, overpriced and with mixed negative reviews on the build, especially on the new cone nose aspect, this was not a celebration in the UCS collector corner. The 2 minifigs included do value up to 27.2 euros, but that still leaves the price per piece at 11 cents. One of the minifigs is exclusive, namely the Luke Skywalker, and it is a beautiful minifig. The set is not exclusive, which is a shame as it would have raised its potential a bit, however, that means you can find it more often at a discount. We're not gonna award any stars for re-release as this is going to be released again in the future. UCS X-Wings are quite common in LEGO's release schedule over the years. Where this set hits home is the appeal, meaning the display value. It looks good and collectors will want to show this off. Couple this with the fact that it is a cool ship, probably second to Millennium Falcon. But as I said before, UCS X-Wings are released all the time, so this set does not get any stars for being unique in any way. The overall value is 223, quite low for an UCS set sadly. Next we have the Mos Espa diorama. From the get-go you can notice that the price versus piece ratio is off with 11 cents per piece as a price, so no extra stars here. The set has no minifigs, so again it cannot score on the unique minifig category. Being a diorama set, we can count on it never being released again, so it gets full 5 out of 5 stars. It's not an exclusive set, which means you can find it discounted often, and the appeal, namely the display value, is quite low. I can see it being displayed next to other dioramas or in a thematic arrangement, but otherwise not much to look at, 2 stars only. In regards of coolness, this is relevant to the prequels and only to the young Anakin era, and winning this race doesn't have much of an importance in the overall Star Wars scheme, so only 1 star for this. Finally, it is a unique set, and as dioramas will probably never be released again, we can safely award it 5 stars out of 5. This means the total value of the set is 267. Nothing much to look at, there's literally no upside to this set, but only if heavily discounted, and even then, you should find better things to invest in. Next is the Droideka. Again, by default the number of pieces is bad. The minifig included is actually a mini build, but it is valued at 7.6 euros, which drives the price down to the actual 10 cents per piece, which means 0 stars, but no penalty either. We award 1 star for the unique mini build included, although again, it's not a proper minifig. The specific set in this size has never been released before, so 5 stars for potential of re-release. It's not an exclusive build at all, but here is some good news at least. The set does look moderately well, good enough that we could see it displayed, especially with the pluck. 2 stars for appeal. And for prequel fans, the nostalgia for Droideka is a real thing, so we could rate it 2 stars for coolness, but it's nothing really exciting. Lastly, uniqueness brings another 5 stars. I doubt we will see this set again, or certainly not in the next 10 years at least. Total value rating 356 in the upper half of the regular sets. This set might actually be good for parting out if you find it at a nice discount. Next we have the Tantive IV, hailing to us from the new midi-scale Starship collection. Even worse piece count for the price than the Droideka and with no minifigs, so 12 cents per piece, which means 0 stars and a -1 star penalty. No minifigs are included in this build, which is a shame because we have a plaque to display them with. This has never been released before in the midi scale, so 5 stars on the re-release potential, and this is not an exclusive set. Where this shines though is the fact that it is a beautiful build and one that is deserving of a display spot. Couple that with the fact that this is literally in the opening sequence of A New Hope, and it has an innate coolness value for every Star Wars fan out there. Lastly, there have been playscale Tantive IVs before, so we can only give it 3 stars on uniqueness. Total value rating of 395 points, just 5 points shy of being deemed a good set. 20 to 30% discount on this should be looked at for the minimum if you want to get some. And now we're finally going to the goods value investing category. These sets might not be perfect, but each has a specific advantage or draw to it that makes it worthy to be invested in. First would be the BARC Speeder Escape, and I know, looking at the cost for the piece count, you might raise an eyebrow, but this set does have 4 minifigs, totaling no less than 21.3 euros in value. This brings the price per piece down to 4 cents, which in turn gives us 3 stars on the price category. Only one of the minifigs is unique, namely the Jedi. This is the first set that deals with Grogu's escape from the Jedi Temple, and it's not much to look at, although the speeder is quite nice looking. The escape from the Jedi Temple is a major event, but I can't help but give this 3 stars for coolness due to the fact that it really added a bit of lore to that fateful night when Anakin burned to the temple with the dark side raging through him. Lastly, 2 stars for uniqueness. This is a glorified battle pack with only 1 exclusive minifig. Total value rating of 402, it has an exclusive Jedi, it has Grogu and 2 clones, plus a good part out value when totaling the minifig price. Next is the Luke Skywalker's X-Wing Mech. I do have something against mech sets as they are not canon, but this particular set presents itself well. The piece count is very good for the price, and then you should also factor in that the minifig is worth 6.4 euro. That alone makes it that the price per piece comes down to 5 cents, so we award 3 stars. The minifig is not exclusive to the set though, however this is the first time this set has been released and we don't expect any to be re-released soon. While not extremely appealing, you can make a case for this set to be displayed together with others in the series, so it does have a display value. I'm a bit torn on the coolness side that there is no such vehicle in the Star Wars lore, however, the fact that it's Luke in his X-Wing gear does give it some importance. Lastly, this is a unique set that I don't expect to see redone because no microfighters have been redone, so 5 stars for uniqueness. This gives us a total of 421 value rating. While this is not astounding, the set is very small, so you can store multiples easily. And the barrier of cost is also low, as you can get this set for as low as 10 euros on discount. Next is the Invisible Hand, General Grievous flagship. This is another release in the midi-scale Starship collection, and we can see from the get-go that the price per piece is barely under 10 cents. With no minifigs in the set though, we can't find any price efficiencies, so 0 stars. This is again the first set for this particular ship, so we're scoring good on the re-release potential, meaning there won't be a new one anytime soon. As with all the midi-scale starships, it looks good when put on a shelf, stand included. And the fact that this is the flagship of Clone Wars badass General Grievous puts it quite high on the coolness scale for any serious collector. As for uniqueness, while this might be a potential 5-star, I feel this is a subject that LEGO will want to reiterate in the future, so I'm going to reluctantly award it 3 stars. If I am proven wrong and this deserves 5 stars, it still won't change the value category. In total, this has a value rating of 439. It's a good set to buy for both investors and part-out shops if you can get it at a 20% discount. Myself, I have purchased a few as low as 18 euros, which is basically 60% off. Next is Darth Vader's helmet. This is one of the oldest released helmets, and it's a miracle in itself that it survived as much as it did on the shelf, proof that it sold a lot. The price per piece is barely under 10 cents, so no stars to be awarded. There are no minifigs in the set, so nothing to note on this category as well. What we can say for sure is that it will likely never be re-released again, so that makes it valuable. While it is not the best looking helmet out there, depending who you ask, it does have value in full collection displays, and I know many people that do have it, myself included. As for coolness, this has to be one of the coolest helmets to own, with Darth Vader being the #1 figure Star Wars fans know and recognize. Again, all helmet releases are completely unique, and there are no plans to re-release any in the future, as the series was about to be cancelled twice now. This gives us a value rating of 439. Not an ideal set, but at 20% off, this is a solid investment with a predictable demand in the near future. Its retirement bump won't be high because of stocks, but give this set 5 years and see it rise. Next is one set that I did not like when I saw released. The Rebuild the Galaxy TIE Fighter and X-Wing mashup is a playscale set aimed at kids that like to mix and mash and be creative, which is a big no-no for a very serious Star Wars fan like me. Joking aside, I do have a sort of disdain for non-canon releases, however this set surprised me. The minifigs included are worth apparently 55 euros, and that drives the price per piece down to 5 cents. 3 stars, well deserved. 4 of the 5 minifigs are exclusive to this set, which is another 4 stars, well deserved. X-Wing vs TIE Fighter sets are steadily released from time to time, so only 2 stars are awarded to the re-release potential. Appeal-wise, these are playscale builds, and it shows they are bulky and they don't really care about accuracy, so only 2 stars here. However, the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter are emblematic to the Star Wars universe, so I would be hard-pressed not to recognize that. 4 out of 5 stars on coolness. Lastly, like we said before, there will be more X-Wing vs TIE Fighter sets in the future for sure, so 2 stars for uniqueness on the back of the minifigs. Total value rating of 440. This set is made for part-out shop owners. If you get it for 20% off and sell the minifigs, you're basically paying less than 3 cents per piece. Next is the past Vizsla vs Moff Gideon battle set, which we reviewed a short while ago. It's overpriced as hell, however, the minifigs are worth 25 euros, so we're going down to 5 cents per piece. 2 of the minifigs are exclusive, and pretty sure we're not gonna see either of them released anytime soon. Overall, the set is going to be a one-off, since there won't be a second battle between these two in the future. But sadly, there's no appeal from me on displaying this set. 0. However, I would agree that it is a cool moment in the Star Wars history, what with Mandalore's Empire Remnant story arc. And lastly, 5 stars for uniqueness, as I don't see this set ever being released again. Total value rating of 456, and luckily the minifigs do hold the bag here, otherwise this would have been truly a bad set. Next is boarding the Tantive IV set. While unremarkable, the set does come with a celebratory minifig which is simply carrying this set. 5s alone is 17 euros from a total value of 44.3 euros for the minifigs. This drives the price per piece down to only 2 cents, awarding the set an amazing 4 stars on price. Out of all the minifigs, only 2 are exclusive, but this particular set has never been released before, so good potential for the future to stay unique. Sadly, the build does not do much, it's basically the same as the Dark Trooper attack set. However, you can combine this with the Tantive IV spaceship set and the Star Destroyer to create a mini A New Hope vignette, so 2 stars for appeal there. As for coolness, the beginning sequence of Darth Vader appearing and choking the rebel troops left and right does stand out. 3 stars out of 5 for coolness. I can see in the future more builds including Rebel Navy troops and Stormtroopers with a Vader mixed in, but 5 seen as exclusive gem and the build will probably not be remade anytime soon, so 2 stars for uniqueness. This combines to a value rating of 472, close to the middle of the good value sets. 20% off should make this an auto buy for the future, as that will mean you're buying this set at minifig value and 5s will see a rise in the future for sure. Next is a Desert Skiff and Sarlac Pitt set, another set that we reviewed recently. Talk about overcharging LEGO, this one really grinds my gear when looking at the cost versus pieces and minifigs. Luckily, this is another anniversary set with an exclusive minifig. The Solustan alone is fetching 23 euros from a total of 54 euros minifig value because it's the first time we see a Solustan in a minifig form. This means the price per piece is 5 cents, so 3 out of 5 stars for price. 4 of the minifigs are unique, which is great for our value rating. And while Sarlac Pits have been released before, the Solustan and the size of the build do let me award 4 out of 5 stars here. The set is not much, but what it does is look good next to a Jabba's sales barge, and serious collectors will want this in the future for sure. As for coolness, Han's rescue together with the reunion of the whole core rebel gang is a moment to remember, as well as Jabba's demise. Lastly, this team has been approached before, as this is the third release of this set, on the account of the Solustan, 1 star for uniqueness. Total value rating of 474, this is a must buy for at least 20% off. Probably the most guaranteed set to be looked at for once Jabba's sail barge retires. Next is a playset. While the need for droids is frequently advocated by fans, the creative droid set is clearly aimed at kids, because only kids would have 100 euros to spend on a set that includes a 25th anniversary figure, right? While certainly not overpriced piece-wise, the fact that the young Leia figure fetches 46 euros right now is astounding. And that small printed piece is 10 euros. Are you guys insane? 56.3 euros in minifig value, which drives the price per piece down to 4 cents, enough for 3 stars on price. The minifig is of course exclusive, and I bet we won't see a set like this released for 10-15 years at least. Some people like the display value, by the way, and I can see that, although I don't share their enthusiasm. But I can give it 3 stars on appeal. As for coolness, the droids included are quite emblematic, as we have R2-D2, R2-D2's wife apparently, Chopper and an Imperial droid. 2 stars for coolness, including young Leia in the mix. Lastly, full 5 stars on uniqueness. This is such an unusual set to get from LEGO on account of the thematic and the celebration minifig. Next is the Onyx Cinder, the ship from Skeleton Crew. The subject is pretty fringe, so I'm not overly excited given the price tag. However, digging into the minifig value revealed no less than 66.8 euros current cost, which is something. That drives the price per piece down to 6 cents, so 2 stars on price. 5 of the minifigs are exclusive, and that is usually a good sign for investment, given the minifigs are also from an extremely side TV show. The potential for re-release is rated low for me at only 3 stars. I don't know if we're going to see more sets from the Skeleton Crew, but these particular characters might see some other sets as well. The ship looks pretty good to be honest, so rating it 3 stars. As for coolness, this is a very remote Star Wars location and story arc, so only 2 stars on my side. Lastly, 5 stars for uniqueness, as I don't think this particular ship will ever be done again. Total value rating of 548, getting pretty close to the epic set value. While the potential is there on paper, I don't like the price tag and the piece count, but I could be wrong. Okay, finally we're getting to the good stuff, and by good I mean epic. These sets are worth it every time you can get 20% off on them, and I do mean every time. You will see why. The first epic set is Ahsoka Tano's T6 Jedi Shuttle. On the first glance the set looks overpriced, but the secret here is the minifigs again. They are worth no less than 37.3 euros, which is 50% of the set cost. This brings the price per piece down to 6 cents, so 2 stars on the price category. From the minifigs in this set, 3 are exclusive, which is great, and this particular set has never been released before, scoring 5 out of 5 stars on the re-release potential. All the signs are good now, and even more is in store for this set. The appeal to display this set is great, as the build is beautiful, although you do need a custom stand and you have to display the upper side. In terms of coolness, having Ahsoka and the Professor included adds to the world building, especially as the Professor does have all the Jedi Temple history stored, and the ship is a classic, being used by the Jedi in the Clone Wars as well. Lastly, the combination of minifigs makes this set quite unique, although I expect to see more T6 shuttles in the future from LEGO. That totals 639 value rating, solidifying this set as epic value. Just think about it, if you get this set for 20% off, you're paying 60 euros for 37 euros in minifigs and 600 pieces. That's less than 3 cents a piece. The second epic set is the Coruscant Guard Gunship. It's a big set and quite expensive, with a lower piece count than I would have expected. However, gunships are popular, and having a smaller one that is easier to display sounds good. The minifigs in this set are quite good, with Padme and Palpatine at the forefront of the pack. They are worth no less than 88.1 euros, which is truly crazy. More than 50% of the value of this set is in the minifigs. This brings the price per piece to 6 cents, so 2 stars on price. 3 of the 5 minifigs are exclusive, namely Padme, Palpatine, and Commander Fox. We can't rate it much on the re-release potential, as this set will be released time and time again. Every few years we will get a gunship. But the set is exclusive, which brings a lot of value for the future, as the sale potential and stock is less than the usual mainstream sets. The set looks amazing in the Coruscant Guard colors and is a bit more easily displayed due to the reduced wingspan and general size. It is the first time we're seeing a Coruscant gunship, which in itself brings value to the world building, and we're also having Padme and Senator Palpatine here, which is an important moment in the prequel saga. Lastly, I will rate it 2 stars on uniqueness due to the minifigs included that are specific Coruscant theme. But gunships will always be pushed by LEGO. Overall, the value rating adds up to 639, another solid set to get for at least 20% discount. Give it a year and the minifigs alone will be worth 100 euros. Next is quite a special release. Ahsoka's battle on Peridea brings what every fan has been dreaming of for at least a few years, an affordable Admiral throne. With a set retail price of 55 euros, the minifig value right now rises at no less than 41.2 euros. The overall price per piece drops down to 4 cents, which means 3 stars out of 5 on price. All 5 of the minifigs in the set are exclusive, an extremely rare occurrence for any set in the Star Wars category. And since this depicts events that have happened on Peridea, which we have now left, it's safe to say no set will be released in the future on this thematic and with these minifigs. Sadly, the set is low on display value unless put in a sort of vignette, maybe with a Tron brickheads and a Chimera midi-scale Star Destroyer. But having these characters together on this significant planet after the events in Rebels does make it worth it for the whole story, so 5 stars for coolness. And lastly, we won't be seeing this thematic again, and certainly not these 4 characters together. Total value rating of 724 on the upper side of epic sets. If you buy this for 20% off, you're almost getting your money's worth in minifigs alone, but I do expect Throne to reappear once the new Ahsoka season is released. Finally, we're going into the legendary set category. These sets are must-haves for serious investors. I would still not buy this without at least a 10% discount or cashback or Lego points, but these sets are worth it on the retail price alone. First is quite a curious release, the Imperial Dropship versus Rebel Scout Speeder. You might ask why, and the obvious answer would be, well, it's got that 25th anniversary special minifig in it, and the price overall is not overpriced like the usual stuff. The minifigs alone are worth 43.5 euros, which is more than the 40 euro retail on the price, and with half of that being in that pink droid. The price per piece goes down to the -1 cent, so Lego is effectively donating the pieces to you. That means 5 stars for price. Out of the 7 minifigs, 3 are exclusive, 1 being the pink droid and 2 being the Rebel Troopers. I don't think we're gonna see this set re-released anytime soon, although we might see Stormtrooper or Rebel Navy Trooper battle packs, so only 3 stars here. It is an exclusive set though, so it is a bit harder to hoard and purchase as not all the retailers have it. Low appeal because the build is cute, solid, but not overly spectacular. And we have to rate it a bit for the classic A New Hope approach, but we've had battle packs like these before. Lastly, it is quite an unique set with the Droid, Imperial Dropship and Speeder being first time releases. Total value rating of 821, solid legendary set which basically pays you for getting Lego parts. Following closely is the Darth Maul Sith Infiltrator, another 25th anniversary set. The minifigs in this set are worth no less than 58.6 euros out of a retail price of 70. Yes, if you buy this set at 20% off, you're basically getting the parts for free again. So Guerrera is more than half of that value, and it is the first and only minifig of old So Guerrera that we have seen. 4 stars for price, as the price per piece comes down to 2 cents. 4 of the minifigs are exclusive, which again is all of them. The set is not exclusive, but from my experience not all retailers carry it, so 3 stars on this. However, where this set gains points is in appeal. It is the best version of a Sith Infiltrator in a while and very nice to look at. It's also important lore-wise, with Darth Maul, Obi-Wan and young Anakin included, all from episode 1. But on uniqueness, Sith Infiltrators are released every few years, so we can only rate it on the minifigs included. 2 stars. Total value rating of 827, and this set is a must-have and must-stock. So Guerrera might not be a popular character, but it is an important one. Last 2 sets on the list are well beyond legendary value, as you will see. The UCS Razor Crest is going bye-bye this year. We can safely say no other UCS version of this will ever be released again, as the ship was blown up in the show very early on. The minifigs are worth a staggering 137.5 euros out of a retail price of 600. That means the price per piece goes down to 7 cents, so 2 stars on price. 3 of the minifigs are exclusive, and the whole set is also exclusive and never to be released again. The set is probably one of the most solid UCS builds ever made, with the ship being smooth and pleasing to the eye. It's probably not as important lore-wise, but it does feature the beginnings of the Mandalorian adventures. And after banging on about how this will never be released again in the UCS form, obviously 5 stars for uniqueness. This brings us to a total of 1185 value rating, well above our 801 to 1000 legendary category. Ultra legendary maybe? But the last set, our winner, our contender, our champion, probably nobody saw it coming. Ghost and Phantom 2. While not much can be said evaluating this set at face value, let me get into the thick of it. The minifigs included are worth 94 euros out of a retail price of 170, so well over 50%. That brings the price per piece to 5 cents, so 3 stars on price. 5 of the minifigs are exclusive to the set, which is a big plus in the investor factor. Another version of this set was released a very long time ago, so this gets 6 stars as it's a much needed re-release. And the set is exclusive, meaning its availability is not going to be as open as other sets, taking price into consideration as well. The build is beautiful, and if you look on the channel you can see a review we did that praises the playscale features of this as well. As for coolness, you have the Ghost, the famous Rebel starship, coupled with Hera, Chopper and Jaden, so a full 5 stars on this category. Lastly, only 2 stars on uniqueness, as this is the second release of the Ghost and we will see one in the future for sure. That totals 1264 value rating, the highest set we've evaluated for this year. In case you're wondering, last year's winner was the MBS Cantina, which we can all agree is uber ultra gosu legendary in itself. Now, the Ghost is kind of pricey, so whoever wants to stock this has to have a lot of cash and space. But 20% on this set is well worth it and is such a classic piece of Rebels history that it will be looked for by young fans that will have fallen in love with the characters. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. This was quite a long and extensive list and we've done the best we can in trying to look at each set as objectively as possible. If you don't agree with our ratings, do let us know, but always remember, it's very important to have standards where you evaluate your investments. Never go after the hype and fall victim to all the YouTubers who seem to know all the teams all the time. Leave a like, comment and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Happy hunting!